Hey guys, Fletch the Football Observer here, and today's Fletch Talks video is going to centre around potentially the top 5 biggest free transfers that may happen this summer. With the season almost over, the attention now turns towards the summer and building and preparing for next season, and that all stems from the opening of yet another transfer window, which gets fans excited over who's going to be a new face to join their respective clubs. The rumours have already begun to swirl, the financial aspect is continuously growing, and it seems set to be yet another exciting transfer window ahead, something I'm sure Jim White is very much looking forward to. But some big transfers don't always tend to be those that have cost an arm and a leg. Sometimes free transfers, or what are considered to be as free of a transfer as most, are or can be even more important and sometimes prove to be just as or even more successful than those that have cost the big money. The end of this season will see a number of teams release players who have reached the end of their contracts, meaning they're up for grabs to any team for a free transfer, and there are some pretty big names on that list to be released this summer. In this video, I've picked out 5 names that are possibly free transfers this summer, and they're names that are certainly ones to watch through this transfer window. So without further ado, let's begin the countdown of the top 5 biggest potential free transfers of the summer. Number 5, Ander Herrera. Let's face it, Manchester United's season may have been a bit of a car crash from start to finish. Add on top of that you've had to watch your two fiercest rivals battle it out for the Premier League title, and it certainly hasn't been a good year if you're a United fan. But a small bright light for United throughout this season has been the consistent performances of one Ander Herrera. If we're being honest, it hasn't been difficult to stand out from a bad bunch of players, but even throughout the good periods and the bad periods, Herrera has stood out as being a consistent and good performer in a United shirt. This season alone, Herrera has appeared 22 times, scoring twice and assisting 3 times, and whilst these could be stats where he's looking to improve upon, Herrera's built up more of a reputation for his defensive side of the game. His work can go slightly under the radar at times, but overall he's a no-nonsense midfielder, not afraid of putting in a challenge, backed up by his average of 2.5 tackles per game this season, and therefore he enjoys doing the dirty work for his team. The problem the 29-year-old has faced during his time at United has been he's been the subject of much rotation within the United midfield, meaning he's never really had a solid consistent run of starts within the side. But with an ability of getting stuck in, along with his work rate and the way he keeps things ticking over in midfield when in possession, this definitely should make Herrera someone to definitely look out for in the upcoming transfer window. Unlike most people out of contract, Herrera is still relatively in his prime. By the time next season comes around, he'll be 30 years of age and will be bringing with him a hell of a lot of experience. During his 5-year stay at Old Trafford, the Spanish midfielder had gone on to help United lift the FA Cup, the League Cup, Community Shield and the Europa League, but now it appears that in order to find some consistent first team football and to perhaps more importantly win some silverware, Herrera's time at Manchester United seems to be coming to an end. PSG are said to be heavily linked with signing him as they look to bulk and tighten up their midfield, but there's also speculation that a move back to Spain could also be on the cards. Regardless, I can't imagine Herrera will be lacking choices this summer. Number 4, James Milner. There's an air of mystery surrounding whether or not Liverpool will decide to extend James Milner's contract at the end of the season. The 33-year-old has been an important player to Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool over the past few years since his own free transfer to Anfield back in 2015. This season, he became the 13th player to reach 500 Premier League appearances, and despite his age, it doesn't look like he is set to retire anytime soon. Milner brings with him a vast number of qualities, which makes him a very, very good free transfer. Often people are quick to point out how much of a model professional he is, and he genuinely is. He's not one to rock the boat, he's not one to go against the grain. He's a complete professional who's ready to sacrifice himself for the team in whatever needs possible. He also brings with him a lot of experience as well. In fact, the only thing missing from his trophy cabinet is probably a Champions League trophy, as he's pretty much won everything there is to win in England. And of course that could change this season with Liverpool getting to a Champions League final thanks to their heroics in Barcelona. This season alone, he's appeared 30 times in the Premier League, scoring 5 and providing 4 assists in a Liverpool side with a constantly rotating midfield. And last season, Milner made history by breaking the record for the most assists during a Champions League campaign by assisting 9 times during Liverpool's run that saw them finish runners-up to Real Madrid. A model professional, a workhorse, a versatile player who can play in multiple positions, an accomplished and confident penalty taker, and a notorious winner who brings with him a wealth of experience. These are just some of the qualities that James Milner brings to the table, and whether he stays at Liverpool or not, Milner will be a worthy asset to any club, regardless of his age. He's a great squad player who's willing to sacrifice himself for the cause of the team, and for all those qualities, what more could you ask for from a free transfer? There's strong talk that should Liverpool decide not to renew his contract, that Milner could return to his boyhood club of Leeds United, but only time will tell on what's next for James Milner. Number 3, Vincent Kompany. For all the money that Manchester City have thrown around this past decade or so, has there been a more important or significant signing than Vincent Kompany? The Belgian centre-back arrived at City 11 years ago and became a key member of the squad, part of the furniture at the club, and a consistent figure in all of City's recent success. But is Vincent set to part company, okay, let's move on from the bad pun, with Manchester City this summer? In recent years, Kompany's career has been hit with recurring injuries that have caused his time at City to be rather stop-start. During that time, City have gone on to purchase the likes of John Stones and Aymeric Laporte to not only beef up their defensive ranks, but to also prepare for the future and life without Vincent Kompany. This season, he's only played 16 times, helping in keeping 4 clean sheets, and of course in the penultimate game of the season against Leicester City, Kompany scored the only goal of the game and his only goal of the season so far, hitting an absolute rocket from distance that took City a step closer to retaining their Premier League title. The 2 standout qualities of Vincent Kompany are probably his reading of the game and his leadership, and when you add them to the other qualities that he also possesses, he will be a worthy asset for any team. His love for the club and from the club suggests he will always have a home at the Etihad whatever happens with his future, and whilst it's likely that City will offer the 33-year-old a contract extension or even go as far as to go on some sort of player and coaching role style contract, the unfortunate injuries Kompany has accumulated over the past few years have perhaps halted his playing career a little bit, and even though he's a free transfer, it's still a bit of a gamble given his age and his injury record. So the question is, who will take that gamble? Number 2, Diego Godin. Yes, the penultimate player on this list is Atletico Madrid's own Diego Godin, who just 12 months ago turned down a move to the Premier League and Manchester United in particular, as he seemed to have committed his future to Atletico Madrid. But of course, a year later, it's been confirmed that the Uruguayan defender is set to leave Atletico at the end of the season for free. But the question is, where will he end up? This season alone, Godin has appeared 28 times for Diego Simeone's side in La Liga, scoring 3 goals, assisting once and picking up 7 yellow cards. But overall, he's a very loyal servant to the club, having signed back in 2010 and has gone on to make 387 appearances in the famous red and white Atletico Madrid shirt. He was an important part of Atletico's incredible La Liga triumph during the 2013-14 season, and also has a Copa del Rey trophy and 2 Europa League winners' medals to his name, along with a number of individual achievements he's accumulated over the years. A notorious winner, a natural and born leader on the pitch, and a warrior in battle, Godin may be 33 years old, but he has perfect qualities to be a worthy asset to most teams across the world. He will always be a club legend at Atletico, but now it's time for him to move on. But where to? Could Manchester United reignite their interest? Could another Premier League club take a chance on the Uruguayan? As much as I like to see him be tested in England's top tier division, it appears that Serie A may be his likely destination, with Inter Milan reportedly close to snapping up the centre-back. But there's also rumoured interest from other top teams in Italy's top division as well. Place your bets now on where you think Godin will end up by the beginning of next season. And finally, number 1, Adrien Rabiot. Adrien Rabiot is arguably the hottest free transfer out there. This saga has been ongoing throughout the majority of the season once it was revealed that Rabiot was not going to be re-signing with PSG, and since then the 24-year-old has attracted the interest of some of Europe's top clubs from different countries, making him certainly the one to watch this summer. Of course, playing for PSG, it means that he's played a part in their dominance of the French league over the years and has got multiple winners' medals in every French competition there is at senior level to show for it, tasting his first league success at the age of just 18. He's made 150 appearances for PSG, scoring 13 goals in Ligue 1, with him scoring 2 goals and creating 1 assist in 14 appearances this season. The main reason as to why he's decided to leave PSG and not re-sign with the French club appears to be a lack of playing time, and considering the competition he's facing in his position with the likes of Leandro Paredes and Marco Verratti, it's rather understandable. But he's 24 years old, he's got a lot of potential within him and a lot of talent already in his possession. And he's a free transfer. With the way that the market is right now, PSG may be kicking themselves a little bit for not managing to cash in on him whilst they had the chance. So what kind of midfielder is he and what does he bring to the table? Well, he's more of a box-to-box midfielder with bags of energy and a force in the air. Rabiot would be a worthy asset to any team and is definitely a worthy long-time investment who can make a contribution immediately. But the question is, where will he go? His likely destination are likely to be either England, Spain or Italy, with many top tier teams from each of those countries' top leagues reportedly interested in his signature. From Spain, there are the usual suspects in Barcelona and Real Madrid, whilst England, Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester United and Tottenham have all been linked with his name at some point or another, but he's favourite to end up in Italy with Juventus in Serie A, which, if the deal does come off, it symbols another massive bargain transfer that the Italian club have managed to pull off, something that's become rather the norm in recent years with their transfer activity. But of course, nothing as of yet is set in stone. Any which way, Rabiot appears to have a lot of options this summer, and with his age, potential and current talent, he is the one free transfer to watch closely this upcoming transfer window. And that wraps up my list of the top 5 biggest potential free transfers of the summer. But of course, this is all just one man's thoughts and one man's opinions on this particular subject. I want to know what you think. Where do you think any of these players on this list will be come the beginning of next season? Are there any other players out of contract this summer that I may have not mentioned on this list that deserve to be here? I'd love to read your thoughts and opinions in the comments section. Hit the like button on the way out if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new or want to see more content like this. Both things will be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch, the Football Observer. This has been another Fletch Talks video, and I'll see and speak with you all again soon in another video.